Yeah, both the 3-0 and the 2-1 brackets are pretty scary brackets right now. But both runners have been doing very well. But we're going to go right away, it looks like. So we don't even have much time.
So let's hope it's not a Ganzian seed, as the uncle says. And let's see what we got here. Just 20 bucks in Link's house, so not much use. Now, since this is a randomized sword tournament, that means they're going to have some kind of weapon at the uncle. And I guess we're just gonna see what it is.
Yeah, what do you think it's going to be?
I always hope for something like the hammer or the bow, because they are great weapons, and in the case of the bow, you can just go straight and finish Eastern Palace.
Yeah, if you know those dark rooms, which I'm sure both these runners do know that. But we're starting with Kane and Burna today.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I don't like it very much, because it does not unlock much, and its usage is pretty awkward. But it does the job.
Yeah, it'll still get the kills. It's kind of one of those harder ones of all of them, just because of how much magic it uses for activation and continuing to use it.
Yeah, that also probably means they won't farm much for bombs. Unless they get lucky and get a drop somewhere.
Yeah, you know, I saw one of the runners kind of using pots, which is probably the best way to farm when you get something like Cannon Burner or bombs.
Just some more farming on Dawnvenure side. While EmoSaru is going straight down.
Just more rupees, though. Yeah, major difference between the runners is Emo is not trying to farm any bombs, while Dawn is. She's just kind of going through escape as quick as she can.
Still getting another 20 bucks from the chest. So they're getting rich quick. But that won't help them find bombs for the end of escape, unfortunately.
Yeah, and they've only got one more chest, technically, until they get to the back. To find bombs in a chest without a drop at this point, because one of these chests that they're about to find has to be a key. Yeah, pretty common to see using pot strats when you have Burna against this card. There's a map, so we will not see any bombs out of chests at the very least.
That also means that the 3 chests in the back are gonna have items. So there's a good risk they'll be missing out on these. Until they have at least the gloves. Come back.
Yeah, and I wonder if Emo is going to pick up some of the magic pots in the dark part of the sewers. Because her magic is a little bit low. She probably has just enough to activate Burn and not keep it active for very long. Whereas Dawn has more than enough magic to even farm a little bit, like the 6 snake room would be a good place for him to check for bombs and not use too much magic.
Yes, and I expect Emo will be able to use these little magic spots to also farm a little bit. The guard's not doing much on the rice packs.
Yeah, no, not at all. There's just been hearts and some rupees, and the rupees are the last thing they need right now at the moment. But Emo makes her way into the dark part of sewers, does pick up one of the little magic pots, get some of her magic back. We'll see if she tries to get any bombs from the snakes down here.
Yep, she tried, could not yet. most of the snakes under her Burna spell, but she killed at least 2 of them and didn't get anything.
And Dawn gets 3 kills and still nothing there as well. So yeah, no, I don't think either runner is going to end up with bombs when they get to the back now.
But this is going to be pretty interesting because it's unusual, even in standard, to see people having to go back to the back of escape.
Yeah, and I know, like, especially week 1, there were a lot of races that kind of give one runner a huge lead right at the beginning. So it's interesting to see a race where neither runner was actually able to get the bombs in this case, and both of them might have to come back here at some point.
And I think this also plays on your mind a lot because you're always thinking, oh, maybe the other, my opponent got bombs and got this chest like less than 6 minutes in.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's kind of one of those thoughts. You always think that the worst possible case that your opponent makes the right choice every single time when you find an item and had the item before you.
But at least if they don't find any more bombs going in Kakariko, they will be able to buy some with the payload of cash they got right now.
Yeah, almost 400 rupees on both runners' side at this point already. Emo's gonna skip checking a tree pole. And the crab pole is just more rupees as well.
Some nice full magic refill from the triple.
Yeah, and we don't know if it's an Ega 1C just yet, but it's a piece of heart on the Lumberjack ledge, so we won't be going back for that.
And we got a mirror on the forest floor right there.
Yeah, finally an item that actually does something, but we won't really get too much use out of it just yet. It doesn't really unlock anything until we can get up to Death Mountain or into the Dark World.
But at least it's there, and you don't have to worry about it, which is kind of something that you have to keep in mind when you out Dark World. So,
yeah, it's definitely a nice item to find early before you hit the Dark World because it helps a lot with routing.
now, something I don't really understand is why EmoSaru decided to not to not try the triples, because who knows, she could have gotten bombs in there. Maybe we'll ask her after the race. I'm very curious.
Alright, get some bombs and blindside finally.
And 3 bombs is just what you need to clear Kakariko. That's nice. Bottle vendor holding a sword for Dawnvenure. And they're probably going to head straight to buy bombs. The shop.
Yeah, so they're gonna waste a little bit of time going to get bombs. They don't know that there's bombs in blinds. Emo kind of gambled that she wasn't gonna have to buy bombs and come back up here, which gamble paid off. She'll get a little bit of time on Dawn over this, but not too much. Oh, and a flute in Kakariko well.
Very nice location for the flute. They'll be able to activate it right away.
And flippers.
And gloves. Wow, they have quite a lot open right now.
Yeah, let's just give them like all the kind of movement abilities they need. I'm just kind of waiting to see boots at this point. Alright, so Don's gonna drop into the well, get all his items that we found in here. Especially, it's interesting with all the rupees they found early, too. I fully expected when they route south Hyrule that they're going to go right up to Zora, too, because they already have money for Zora.
Yeah, definitely, and it's in the logic as well. And even the other areas around Zoha, like the Waterfall Fairy Cave and the Ledge, are in logic, so that could be a very good route to take.
Yeah, because logically, as far as what we found, Flippers is really the only thing that's opened up. Or no, we've got Flute, so Death Mountain is also opened up at least what's inside of Spectacle Rock, and then Hera, except Basement, is open to us right now.
Got some shield on the library, which I don't think our hunters are going to get, even if they find boots.
Yeah, probably not.
And wow,
Okay.
Emo avoiding the duck, because she definitely wants to get this hammer.
Yeah, she was ready to call the Swag Duck, but it's like, oh, I'm gonna go get my Swag Hammer first, and then we'll get the Swag Duck on.
Yeah, I need to get that swag in the right order. This also means they are only missing Moon Pearl for Dark World access, which they are probably going to find quite soon.
Yeah, I believe they're gonna find. I really don't think we're gonna see an Ega 1 seed finding both hammer and gloves already. That would be extremely mean to just pretty much have everything except Moon Pearl, and that be, like on the pyramid, or you find the item on the pyramid that it's locked behind in the light world. Get some bombs in the dam.
Dawn deciding to go right to Ice Hot Cave instead.
Actually, I kind of like this because instead of going up to Ice Rod Cave, or starting at the dam, going to Mini Moldorm Cave, probably fluting to 8, walking up to Ice Rod Cave, you'll do Ice Rod Cave first, flute back to the dam, and then go back, and I think that might actually save a little bit of time as far as routing. Because you're only fluting twice instead of 3 times.
That's an interesting idea right there. And Dawn just found a mushroom in the Ice Hot Cave.
Uh-oh.
And, oh, taking a death. In the to the minimal domes.
Yeah, they weren't having that hammer.
Oh, since she has to save and quit anyway, she's going to check the back of escape part right now.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Because, it's that back thought of your mind the whole time is I missed this. If my opponent got it, I want to check it to make sure it's not something important right away.
And it was.
Yeah, it was definitely important. So we'll see if Emo decides to go back to Mini Moldorm Cave now. But we will find out what's in Mini Moldorm Cave from Dawn. Oh, she's going right into Mire.
And Dawn finding even more money in the Mini Moldorm Cave, where
Okay.
Emo does a map check.
So we got 3 pendants.
The green at Swamp, and Pod is the 5th crystal. The 6th crystal must be in the Light World, which we haven't seen a map check for yet, I think.
No, there has not been a map check, and then it was Ice Palace and Thieves Town where our red and our blue pendants. Emo getting taken out by that murder dactyl, trying to make it to... That was extremely quick map check. I know we were all crystals. I believe I saw Swamp as the other 5-6, maybe.
No, I'm pretty sure Swamp was green.
Or I meant
the other
desert. I
5.
meant
Oh,
desert.
okay. Maybe, yeah. Alright, Emo didn't get killed by the Mother Dactyl now. And she's going to use a nifty trick by mirroring on the same frame as she enters the shed or any cave from the Dark World. She'll be able to open the chest as a bunny.
Oh, that might actually be pretty big, considering we just found a bow.
Yeah, this is very good. And you know, this is a sequence break, but I don't think it's going to matter very much because she's going to find Moonpool ready soon, I guess. Otherwise,
Yeah.
she won't be able to do most of the game anyway.
Alright, so nothing in Waterfall of Wishing. We had some rupees and a heart container. I think she's gonna head in a desert now. $20 up on Zora Ledge, and a heart container on the desert ledge. And we will find out if boots are going to be required by the seed now. Zora gives us that life lesson.
And a small key on the Desert Torch.
So yeah, well, it is definitely then a boots locked seed. I get the big key though, so we can at least check one more chest while we're here.
Yeah, they can't get to the boss yet because no fire source. And Dawnvenure going to get their mitts right now. So they haven't forgotten about the backup escape.
Alright, just a piece of heart though. Alright, Emo heading to Ice Rod Cave.
And we see Dawn going up the mountain. She's going to. They're going to rescue the old man, and in the dark. And after that, probably going to go up all the way to the Tower of Hera.
Yeah, because Hera is completable right now with the items they have, which just unless the big key ends up in the basement, then it's fire locked. Emo's gonna skip out on Mini Moldorm Cave still. Old man gives us a 50 for rescuing him.
And then he heals you for free.
Okay, I saw that map check, so yeah, Desert is our other 5-6 crystal. And then Eastern and Hera are both crystals themselves. Just a big 20 on top of Spectacle Rock. Let's see what's in Spectacle Rock, though. Just a bomb upgrade.
There are not many locations left for that moon pearl.
Yeah, because either we have to find it in Hera or the eastern area, because I don't think anybody's checked Sahasrahla or been inside Eastern Palace yet.
Yeah, it does also that.
And there's one item in Hera. We get 50 more rupees.
And
Alright.
a big key.
So we're not fire locked, so we can at least get up to Troll Dorm.
Yep, we can pretty much complete this dungeon, except maybe if the item is in the basement.
Oh, we
At
actually...
least they'll get a crystal.
Yeah, and I
Yeah, go
forgot,
ahead.
we do have access to East Death Mountain, because we have the hammer as well. We don't need hookshot over there. So that's 8 items over there. Alright, looks like Emo's gonna head to Mini Moldorm now. Alright, so we got a 50-50 chance that Trolldorm has that last item now.
Emo got her sweet revenge on the mini Mordoms, while Dawn is fighting the big Mordom.
And getting trolled. Alright, so we'll see what Emo decides to do now.
Looks like she is going to follow down up the mountain.
Oh,
Ooh, the middle hole.
the worst troll. Trolldorm is taking no prisoners today.
No, he's going strong and he doesn't let anyone step on his tail.
Yeah, I think he understands this is the last race of week 3, so he's like, nope, I gotta make a big showing too myself.
With the hammer in hand, Moldom only takes 3 hits to kill. But with the hammer hitbox being what it is, it's pretty hard to do.
Okay. So last item is behind fire then.
Well, at least for now, there's not going to be any gamble of going to the item or not. They just can't do it right now. Let's see, a head boomerang for Emo and 40 bucks.
Saj really has a bunch of red in his closet today.
Ten bombs on the lonely island of this mountain. That's not something they're gonna get. Unless they really need bombs by the point they come back.
Yeah, and I like to play Emo's making into Eastern before going all the way up Death Mountain, thinking, you know, it's like, I'm missing these many items. If I find the Moon Pearl, I pretty much have full access to Dark Death Mountain as well at that point.
Yes, and having got the bow the way she got it, it's actually a very good play because she can full clear the dungeon and beat the boss.
Yeah, whereas, you know, if Dawn doesn't find anything here, he'll probably end up in this area without the bow. So he'll end up having to come back in here just to clear Armos at that point.
And by the sequence break, we know at least the pole cannot be on Armos, but that's pretty much it. It can be anywhere else in the dungeon.
Well, it could be on Armos if they find Lamp on Death Mountain.
No, but they need a bow to get to Armos.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. And they need a moon pearl to get the bow.
That's right, that's right. The bottom of Paradox Cave didn't have anything. We'll see what the top of Paradox Cave does.
Yep, when it's 5 items, there's a high chance it has something good. And
Yep.
here it is. The moon pearl falls down.
And other than a bunch of hearts, that's pretty much all we had up here.
That's already very good, since they'll be able to also do the Dark World of Death Mountain, except for the Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, and from the looks of it, that's exactly where Dawn is going, is right to Dark Death Mountain for the Super Pony Cave. And that does put the boat into logic at this point, so Emo's sequence break isn't a very large sequence break now either, when she does get to Armos. Other than the lamp.
Not much in the Super Bunny Cave, and Emo getting only a compass out of this part of Eastern.
Yeah, which if I've been paying attention, I believe that means Armos is going to have an item for us.
Yeah, I think so. And with her sequence broken bow, she'll be able to get right to Armos.
And Dawn is going to head right into the Dark World. Going to probably check out Hype Cave.
We're gonna see if the Hype Cave is a hype tonight. And Emo takes a death in the dark. That home is pretty hard to do. Without the fire source.
Yep, she decides to leave for right now.
Well, we've got silvers, a container, 3 on the headbox, and in a whole grade, so... Do you think this was hype?
I give it about a 5 out of 10 because of silvers.
Yeah, same.
Like, you're happy to see silvers because you know you don't have to do silverless Ganon, but, you know, there's a lot of other things you probably want in there as well. Looking at the items they have, and now that they have, you know, Dark World access where they do, it is interesting that not all of Swamp is open, but Swamp is a green pendant, and they have access to all the way to left side without a hook shot right now.
Yep. And Emo was looking like she was climbing the mountain, but decided to go and check Agina first.
Yeah, which we haven't had a check here yet, so... This was a very healthy seed so far. They're already at 11 hearts, and we're not even half an hour in yet. Nothing good in Nagina's cave, though. And we're gonna get our check of the digging game, and Emo's gonna make her way up the mountain.
So lots of digs to get the item there.
Of course, it's just more rupees.
They already have more than they need. So
Yeah,
Dawn
I
is not
mean,
going to pick that up.
no, and I don't blame him. You've got 916 rupees. You've already paid off Zora. Yeah, you're done picking rupees up at this point that are optional. We're gonna pick up Jeremiah. We get the slow hammer pegs and Maniacal 42. Thank you for the 3-month resub.
Got a lamp in the bed cave.
Okay, so now Eastern's in logic at this point.
Yep, full in logic, and some of these dark rooms and fire source locations are also accessible, like the basement of Hera, which we know has an item.
Yeah, that is true. It's just going to be interesting because now Dawn does have access, to the bow, but with access to everywhere else in the Dark World, we'll see how long it takes him to actually get back to the Mire area where he's going to need to go for his bow.
The chests are refusing to enter the house. Want to be taken to some nice place.
I mean, it's not like it's a dungeon or a cave. At least we're taking you inside a nice warm house, I thought.
He doesn't like houses.
I was like, apparently that's not good enough for him. But, the thief out in the middle of nowhere in the desert, that's fine. Emo going for fire sword strats.
And switching for the hammer for the finish.
A very clean fight. So far, nothing in the Village of Outcast proper, except for that lamp that was in Bay Cave.
And now Dawn is taking the chest to the only place it wants to be. Right with the thief.
Yep, gets a 5-bomb upgrade out of it. Oh, Dawn is heading to the Mire area, so is going to get his bow from that shed now. Alright, so we know we're going to need an Ether Medallion for Turtle Rock.
Yep. Did Emo check the Maya medallion?
I don't think she did. And Dawn is opting to grab that heart container that Emo skipped out on.
We're checking Agina's cave, and Emo is done with the long walk around the spiral cave.
Yep, that walk of shame.
Or a shameful green hobby, unfortunately. That's basically like rubbing salt in the wound. Having to take that long walk only to find the most useless item in the game.
Yeah, especially considering how many rupees they've got. It's like, here, have a single rupee. It's just like, but... It's like, that's what you wanted, I thought. Alright, Don looks like he's probably going to make the play in the desert. He's going to find out he's going to need to find boots to get much of anything in here outside of that heart piece. In the big chest, Emo's about to get her moon pearl. And her 2 heart containers.
So the moon pearl was pretty far in the seed, requiring the... no, not the titan, but requiring the hammer, the mirror, the flute to access this mountain.
Yeah, I mean, all 3 of those items were accessible pretty quickly, but it was locked behind 3 total items, so yeah, it was quite a bit. And thank you, Mercutio220, for the 8-month resub. And Dawn is going to, looks like is going to do what Emo opted not to do and steal a key to check the 2 chests inside of Desert. Oh no, he's going to finish it, never mind.
Yeah, he's gonna just finish it since he has the lamp, which Emo is still lacking. But that could have been an idea as well, but that really makes boots a required item to finish your game.
Yeah, it does.
If you steal that key. Now Emo is on the onset of entering the not so hype cave. Going to get her silvers and more hearts and money. While Dawn is entering the landmass fight with silver arrows.
Yeah, it should be a very quick fight.
Let's see here, very nice one cycle.
Well, we know that there's nothing back behind that key now too, because that was both items as well.
Yep, now we know behind the key lies the map and the compass.
Yeah, and you know, with the items, I just noticed this too. With the items they have, Pod is fully in sequence, which means the Fat Fairy is as well.
Yeah. Yep. And Dawn is going right for Pod, which is a good heart, I think, since it's a crystal as well, and they be able to combo it with Eastern Palace, which they haven't touched yet.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the best play for him. There's a lot of items that he just hasn't gotten around to seeing yet, and it's 2 crystal dungeons, so... And they're both fully within logic since you have the lamp already.
I also expect Emo to come back in this area not long after getting her lamp.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see maybe if she dives into Thieves Town thinking maybe something's there, because Dawn did skip that. Or even checking
yeah.
the first 4 items even.
Yeah, that could be very interesting, especially checking just the first 4 items. It's always a bit annoying when Thieves Town is abandoned, because you don't know whether to just check the first 4, skip it completely, or full clear it.
Yeah, I think a lot of that depends on kind of what you find in the first 4. If you find like 3 items in the first 4, usually, typically going to opt to probably just kind of skip out of the dungeon at that point and just gamble that that last item isn't necessary.
And I think that was the ice rod.
Yeah,
The
that looked
first chest.
that looked blue to me, and yeah, going off of Dawn's item screen, that was in fact an ice rod.
At least they won't have to hunt for that item for all the late game. They already have it.
Yeah, that's like the last item you want to be looking for, because it can literally be wherever it wants to be, except on Trinex or behind him.
Using silver arrows to very quickly dispatch the mimics. While Emo's getting her lamp and rescuing the blacksmith.
Yep, and yep, we're just going to see at least 1 small key here. More than likely, we're going to see 2 small keys, though. Eastern Palace and Pod is probably the smartest play to make that you can make at the current moment in time with the items you have. Pendant Thieves Town be a little bit more of a gamble, going off the fact that you do have 2 crystal dungeons you need to complete, and Go Mode Eastern Palace and Pod, depending on where the big keys are, really aren't that much faster typically.
Yeah, but I agree. Go mode in these dungeons is more often than not just full clearing. Except you stop at specific chest whenever you find the big key.
Yep.
And here is the big key of Pod. Now Dawn is going to go to the back.
Where we're probably going to find quite a bit right now. And with the way Emo set up a portal right outside Thieves Town and open it, she's going to at least dive the first... Oh, never mind. Oh, nope.
Looks like she had that moment too. Oh, never mind, but decided to go in. And the boots. On downside, boots and a shield.
Yep, boots and a shield so far.
That chest is going to be a small key. And heading off to the Dark Maze side.
Yeah, but so far, we've had a good amount of value in Pod with Ice Rod and boots here.
Yep, not really unlocking a whole lot of locations, but Having the ice rod is always nice, and the boost already unlocks at least 2 more locations right now.
Alright, so yeah, Emo just checking the first 4. Didn't really find anything of value in there that it looked like, so.
And another 20 bucks for Dawn. Emo looking like she's going to make the pod play as well.
Yeah, I think it's probably her best play right now. We know she's going to find at least the boots, as well as Ice Rod. And Armos still has an item, so who knows what's actually on Armos as well.
Yeah, it's actually very nice. She'll be able to combo it with pod. There's no like, oh, I need to come back just to beat a boss.
Yeah, because this is actually going to be very quick. It's, you know, we won't even be an hour in, and both runners are going to have, not both, only Donna will, but Don's going to have 4 crystals already.
Yeah, that's a pretty fast-paced seed, but if they don't find some of the items they're going to need very soon, it has a good probability of slowing up. Like if they don't find a fire hod or any kind of medallion, they have to score the word for them.
Yeah, and, you know, Fire Rod can't be on pedestal, but let's see. Canis and Mario could be there. Any of the medallions could be on there. I think Hookshot might be able to be on there, but the keys would have to be set up very, very specifically in Ice Palace for that to happen.
Yep, and let's hope they will find the hookshot before attempting to climb Ganon's tower, or before they get the option to do so. Because the way we have our pendants right now, with Swamp being one and Ice being another one, there's a good possibility hookshot is not required to reach Ganon's tower.
Yeah, that is true. Fire Rod cannot be on the. Oh, never mind, Skullwoods. I keep getting that mixed up because of some light. Skullwoods is crystal. So yeah, Fire Rod could technically be on pedestal if Ice Palace is locked by Bombos. But Don had a very clean fight against King Helmasaur. Gets his 3rd crystal.
Now using the mirror to get right in Eastern Palace. 40 hits since they haven't got there yet, and kill most when they add it. For that nifty 4th crystal.
And it'll be interesting to see where Dawn goes after Eastern at this point.
Well, we haven't seen any of them yet to make their way into Skullwoods, at least the front of it. So that could be an option.
Yes, Skullwoods would be an option. Nobody's checked Pyramid.
There's also the possibility of doing the combo with Graveyard Ledge and both boot slot locations.
Emo does the hammer jump.
Yep, and she got it pretty well. Now she's going to go backward in the maze and use her key to get out of it. which is a little time save you can make in the dungeon.
Yeah, and while the runners are kind of just retracing what we've seen on the other side, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, please go ahead and give both these runners a follow.
Now Emo, now having the boots, can dash around these rooms.
Yep, now both our runners can go fast.
And Emo decided to skip the chest in the room just sort of where she was because she knew it was going to be a spare key. And let's change. Yeah, let's change a key for a key. So didn't bother with it.
Alright, Dawn picks the compass up and is going to head back to the dark rooms with the lamp this time, so we'll get check on Armos now.
And Emo pulling off the bow dash on the side lobe eye.
Yeah, her profile did say she will bow dash whenever she can. Emo making her way through Pod, has a couple more rooms left. Dawn just has this last room before Armos. Very clean Armos kill, and we get a cape.
Cape is very interesting. It unlocks that item on the Bomba Cave. And
Yeah.
since they already got burned, it doesn't unlock anything else.
Yeah, and I don't think either runner's actually checked Bumper Cave Ledge, so we have no idea what's actually there. Let's see where he's going. This looks like swamp.
Swamp without the hood shot? I'd say more pyramid ledge, maybe.
Oh yeah, Pyramid and Big Bomb probably.
Yeah. Maybe going into Catfish.
So Emo takes care of the Helmet Store King, goes inside Eastern. It'll be a little bit quicker for her. Since she's already cleared everything, she can just go right to Armos at this point.
So if you wonder why Dawn isn't dashing right now, it's because we cannot dash while the big bomb is following us. Because pressing the A button to dash will drop the big bomb. So they have to walk. It's heavy.
Pyramid has some blue mail. And thank you, Lake Crackdwar, for the gift sub to Fat Girls Need Love Too.
And the Pyramid Fairy not having much tonight. It looks like Dawn is going to go in the Catfish area.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea because at this point, Catfish is all on his own. after checking Pyramid, there's really nothing else that's going to ever put you into this area now with Pod being done. Emo starts her Armos fight.
So a very nice fight, quick kill there. And now let's see where she decides to go. While Dawn is cashing in the catfish item, which is a piece of heart. So they're not taking it.
Nope. Looks like Emo is probably going to head into Desert. Knows it's completable and knows it's the other 5/6 crystal.
Yeah, it's a very sensible choice. Not that she has the boots, so there's no way she can complete Desert any faster now. But unfortunately, it looks like she's going to get the right side items first, which are going to be the map and compass.
Yep, so she's going to spend a little bit more time in here than Dawn did. And Dawn is going to make the play into Skull Woods.
So not even 1 hour in, and Dawn already with, let me count there, 15 hearts. That's a lovely seed we have right there.
Yeah, this seat is full of love, and we've got Blue Mail. I don't think they're really worried about their health anymore.
Let's see, a blue potion in Skullwood's bait chest, and this is actually our first bottle of the hunt. So maybe Sick Kid main the play?
He might have it. I know as well, North Dark World. Nobody's checked Bonk Rocks, Graveyard Ledge, or King's Tomb, so there's 3 item locations up there. Plus Bumper Cave, since we've got the cape.
Yeah, we've got a really bit of fetch item locations to check out right now. With Sick Kid and the ledge. They're both nearby.
I wonder if Dawn will dip Thieves Town before deciding to make that North Dark World route, though.
Emo getting also a nice 1 cycle on Molas, while Dawn is having a bit of difficulty with the mummies.
Yeah, and gets grabbed by the Wall Master, so have to kind of start over a little bit. Takes care of the mummies, no problem that time, though. And a Wall Master for good measure.
But he always comes back.
Alright, so unless Sick Kid's the play, nothing in Skull Woods that's really necessary. I mean, Bottle's nice to have and everything, especially filled with blue goo, and you've got 15 hearts. But unless Sick Kid has something, really no reason to come in here just yet. And Emo's following suit and heading into Skull Woods herself.
And we've got just a single hole on the bumper ledge.
Yep, nobody's going to be grabbing that. Yep, we're going to get the north route here. Check Bonk Rocks, Graveyard Ledge.
Why not? Go ahead.
So if they don't find anything in North Dark World, then we've got to either be in the Thieves Town, the items we're missing in the back of Thieves Town, potentially Hera Basement, or Swamp.
And Swamp, I think, is probably the play they don't want to make. At least not until they find a hookshot.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to go in there without a hookshot. Oh yeah, that's right. We could Spike Cave's open too.
Yeah, right.
And with all the hearts they have, they could even just pretty much tank it at this point. So yeah, nothing in King's Tomb.
Looks light for now. It's a race to who's gonna find the next progression item.
And what that progression item ends up being too.
Is it yet not the play?
Alright, Don going back to the Dark World, so I'm only assuming that he's gonna go to Thieves Town, where he's going in right now.
Yep. With all the chests still accessible, this is a sensible choice.
Oh yeah, chat just reminded me of one location that is opened up. First chest in Hookshot Cave is open.
Oh yeah, right, with those boots. That means they could make a long trek up the Death Mountain to check that, Hera Basement and Spike Cave.
Yeah, thankfully it's 3 items are going up there, because nobody likes to climb Death Mountain for 1 item. Now, I think after this, because pretty much Emo's just been following in Don's footsteps since the Eastern Pod play, I think there might be a little bit of divergence after this, because I don't know if Emo's going to dive back into Thieves Town with it already partially cleared. But really, if you're not going to go into Thieves Town, then you're either going up Death Mountain or you're going inside Swamp.
Yep, not having much choice there.
Liminality, no. Emo did nope out of Thieves Town after getting first 4 chests, so we don't know what's in the back of here yet.
And Dawn is gonna look in the back for us.
Yeah, Emo, I believe, did pick up the bottle of blue goo. We'll be able to confirm, because I'm sure she's about to flute. Oh, no, she's not going to flute. Oh, is she going to swim across for catfish? Don had a very good hellway, it looked like.
We have the book, which is interesting.
It is, but it just doesn't open anything up just yet. We still need to find another sword first.
Yep. We want to find another sword. That means Bumbo's tablet and Ether are both open. We could also check the pedestal, but I don't think that's a priority right now. Just because of the number of items they're missing.
Yeah, maybe like if they find a fire rod and you're in Skullwoods to clear it out, probably check the ped then just to be safe. Yeah, tablets aren't open just yet with the book. We still need to have at least Master Sword. They can read the tablets so we know what's in them. They just won't be able to get the item at this point.
But that's still pretty good information, especially if they decide to get off Death Mountain, so they can hit the Aether Tablet while they're there.
Yeah, if they find a sword especially, that makes the play up Death Mountain even more valuable. Uh-oh. No, does get her sword.
Speaking of swords.
Yeah, speaking of swords. But yeah, that play up Death Mountain is a lot more attractive now, because you can basically clear it out except for 3 chests and hookshot. And Don gonna start his Thief Towns fight. One more hit. And down goes blind.
Just for her green hoopy and the head pendant.
Well, on the bright side, you won't see another green rupee anymore because they already found both of them.
You call that a bright side?
A little bit. You don't have to worry about finding it anymore.
Yeah, I'm just kidding with you.
Alright, so Emo heading back to Thieves Town. Or not, well, looks like Thieves Town at least. And Dawn is going to make the play up Death Mountain. And yeah, she does decide to head back into Thieves Town. So we'll see if Dawn decides to check all the available items here.
Yep, and it's like they're starting by the Spike Cave. Just for some bombs.
Yep, just bombs in Spike Cave. Alright, Emo getting her book. It's going to be heading down to get blind, pick up her Master Sword.
I will see what Aether Tablet holds for us. Just a piece of heart, so the only remaining place Down can get to on the mountain are Hera Basement and the front part of Hotshot Cave.
Yep, that's it. It never feels good having to come back to Hera just for the basement.
Yeah, it never feels good to do the basement of Hera. Having to come back for it is even less good.
Yeah, it makes it even worse. Right, almost starting her blind fight.
And no, Hero Basement is not the play.
And that makes
either.
it feel even worse that you go down there for a piece of heart. Alright, so Emo gets that. We'll see if she decides to head up the mountain herself at this point, because right now, if it's not Hookshot Cave, then there was nothing here. Is she gonna do Bombos and Swamp first?
And either that or the Pyramid Fairy. But we'll see which direction she goes to.
I think she already did Pyramid Fairy.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's completely true. So yeah, this is Bombos and Swamp probably.
Oh,
Oh, well, it's the Hookshot Cave.
yeah, the Hookshot Cave having the hookshot. And that's it. But that definitely means that Swamp Palace is the play.
Yeah, we just need to wait and see if the play is in the front or in the back. Because if it's in the front, this could be real bad for Emo. If it's in the back, the play could be bad for Emo. But if it's in the front, they're going to be very much even.
Yeah, because if it's only in the front, I would expect Dawn maybe to even just full clear the dungeon just because he can while he's here. And then the only reason that it would really hurt Emo at that point is if it ends up being a pedestal seed or Sahasrara has the progression as well. But yeah, so far the seed for our last race of week 3 has been quite the interesting seed now.
Having the hookshot in Hookshot Cave is always interesting, in my opinion. So why hookshot is on Hookshot Cave is interesting is because hookshot is needed to get to 3 of the 4 chests in there. While you can get to the first one by simply bunking, you cannot get to the others by bunking. So it's finding a hookshot there is not something you want to.
Yeah, but that does mean one thing too. This was a boots required seed, even though we did not need it for desert.
Yep.
Alright, so unless we find the big key in one of these chests, we've got 3 locations that Emo has access to at the moment. Alright, just a 5 bomb upgrade.
And now she's going to have to take the vanilla NMG way in the left side. Grabbing the key here first. Then going all to the left, all the way to the left, and having to fall in the holes 2 times to get both chests.
And I think the worst thing for Emo to find right now would be Bombos or the Fire Rod at the moment.
Ooh, that would hurt, having to go to Ice Palace.
Yeah, because that potentially would put her in Ice Palace before checking Death Mountain. We got 2 more chests on Emo's side. We'll see if this was the correct play for her to dip in here, or if she's going to need to go grab that hook shot first.
And Dawn decided to skip the left side.
Ooh, just a map.
Emo having to climb back the stairs and fall in the other hole.
Oh, big key. So we got 1 more chest location. Oh, we got Powder and Canis Samaria.
So Pendant Swamp was definitely the play there. But just like the play is in the back, so
And there's
and
Bombos.
Bombos.
Oh
Oof.
no.
She might go to ice.
Yeah, she might go to ice before. The fact that she's fluting, though, is probably a good thing. Or was Misery Meyer might have been Bombos. It is Bombos.
Still just going in without the chain of Samaria.
Yeah, and we know, unfortunately, we're not gonna find Samaria in here either.
Now, since Mombos is required, I will be very interested to see if Dawn decides to do the left side.
Well, he won't have Bombos. He only found Powder and Samaria so far in here as progression, but Samaria by itself doesn't unlock anything. Okay, and he only has a heart container, so we'll see what Dawn decides to do now. Hookshot is in Hookshot Cave.
He maybe want to cash in that green pendant.
Yeah, I mean, that would technically be the best thing for Emo if he decides to do, and he is leaving. So yeah, progression either has to be in Mire somewhere or Ice Palace at this point then.
Now going to check what the magic bat has for us.
Yeah,
And,
we do have Magic Bat.
I feel we still have a race going on. Since Emo missed her hookshot and Dawn missed his bombos.
Yeah, it'll just be interesting to see if Emo decides to head up Death Mountain or go, and there's Quake, but that doesn't open anything up for us because we need Ether. Magic Bat just has a fairy in a bottle. Other than dipping back in this swamp, I don't think he can really do much. He could turn his green pendant in, which that's what he's gonna go do now. But yeah, after that, I think he's just has to go back to swamp. And he just has the bloomerang.
And it is looking like Dawn is going back to Swamp.
Yeah, I think this is really his only option at this point. He really doesn't have anything else, and he's going to have to full clear it and then come back to the big chest. And so far, only the Quake medallions come out of Misery Mire. Samaria is in the back of Swamp.
And Emo bonking there made her miss the bridge, which began to fall.
Yeah, that's a rough timing without the hook shot on this bridge. Compass. Just one more chest.
Yep. And the map, so Vitreus has an item.
Yes, he does. So we want Emo to go to Death Mountain. She's thinking. I mean, to me, Ice Palace is open, but you have the 4 item locations in Death Mountain, and to me that feels more logical because unless the keys are set up a specific way, Ice Palace is going to be hookshot locked. So you'd have to find hookshot very early in Ice Palace for it to, be of any use to you. And she is going to make the play up Death Mountain.
Oh, let's just see if she decides to get the Spike Cave and Hera Basement and all that done before heading to the Hookshot Cave.
Well, she's at least looks like going to do the tablet first before checking Spike Cave.
Yep.
Don gets his big key, about to be, I believe, pick up the map. Yep. So she is going to check the basement, and Don's going to head back and get the bombos. And with bombos actually being found, brought it up earlier, but Fire Rod could potentially be on pedestal now.
Yep, that could happen. It could also be anywhere in ice, which is also a not very fine location to find it in.
Yeah, at this point, Thieves Town, maybe not necessary. We would need to find another sword first, but if we don't find another sword, and we have progression Ice Palace, that means every dungeon was required, or a pendant dungeon was required. So Don's going to head into Misery Mire. We'll see if there's progression in here. It has to be on Vitreous. So I'm assuming he's going to full clear this dungeon. Emo is going to check Hookshot Cave before checking Spike Cave. So Ninman, do you think the progression is inside Ice Palace, or do you think it's on Vitreous?
I think it's an ice because ice always has progression. This is totally not confirmation bias. Of course, I'm joking, and this is confirmation bias, but to be honest, ice with 3 items looks interesting. And now that it's fully accessible, it could very well have the progression.
Yeah, and something interesting that could potentially happen too, finding Hookshot, Emo could just decide to go right in Ice Palace now, instead of going back to Swamp.
Yeah, she could be looking for the king in ice, actually. And a cool information she could get out of ice is by killing Coldstare. If Coldstare has a key, that means Coldstare and a good chunk of the dungeon is locked behind some area. So that gives a little bit of information on where can some area be and not be.
Don just making his way through Misery Mire, checked a few chests already. But yeah, as far as our go mode right now, we are just waiting on Fire Rod and Ether is all we need now. And both of those could potentially be on pedestal.
So now finding the first item of Mire, the Quake Medallion, which is completely useless for the seed. And looks like Emo is going right back in Swamp with her hookshot.
I mean, that's the play you want her to make, and we'll see once she gets that, because we're going to see Powder and Samaria. We'll see if she goes back to Misery Mire to clear it out, or if she dives into Ice Palace first.
I would say at this point to just clear Misery Mire first, because it's a crystal dungeon and you need to kill the boss anyway. So why not get his item?
Yeah, and you've already cleared everything else out, so it's not a quick as some of the other dungeons, but just run in, go to Vidi, and drop him.
Yeah, it's something you've got to do anyway down the line, so might as well be now, while you're still searching for items.
Yes, Lumberjack check did happen. It was I believe it was just a piece of heart.
Yes, that's what it was. So now Emo getting to her powder and Cane of Samaria.
Yep, gets her cane, gets her powder. Gets the compass, and is going to head back to Argus. Click how it really depends what we find on Vitreous. If we don't find progression on Vitreous, then yeah, more than likely we are going to have to go on Ice. Dawn just has a couple more rooms to go before he gets to Vitreous. Emo's almost done with her Argus fight.
And that was a very nice silver roll shot on Argus.
Yes, it was. Gets her heart container. And picks up her green pendant. So we'll see where she goes after this now.
A very nice arrow strategy on Vitreous from Dawn as well.
Yep, he goes down. Emo's actually going to go right to Misery Mire. Just a piece of heart, though. So I think Ice Palace has to be the play that Dawn makes now. I don't think he's done everything else. He's exhausted all options.
Yep, I also agree with that. We'll see how far in ice they will need to go.
No, green pendant reward has been checked. It is the Bloomerang. Yeah, technically, if you want to go just off percentages, assuming we don't find like the shovel, or I mean, yeah, if we don't find any of those in here, possible locations that we have access to logically is pedestal and the 3 items inside of Ice Palace.
So now ice is pretty much a forced play right now.
Yeah, they
Since
have
you-
to come in here.
And if it's on the pedestal, you need to complete it.
Now that would actually be interesting to see if you would find ether in here. I wonder if one of the runners would decide, maybe think that Fire Rod could be in Turtle Rock, because it is possible.
Yeah, it is. It could even be all the way to Laser Bridge.
Yeah.
With some crafty key locations.
But if they would get, it's like if they would gamble that, because then they'd be gambling what they don't need is probably on the pedestal at that point. Yeah, the shroom has been turned in. It was, I believe, just a big 20.
Yeah, that's right. Head Hoppy. We're going to see Dawn take on the infamous Ice Palace bomb jump. To have a quicker access to the rest of the dungeon. And a very nice Vitreous fight by EmoSaru.
Yep, gets it down, and see if she's going to check overworld locations or just dive right into ice.
And Dawn, after a couple falls, decided to give up on the bomb jump.
Yeah, I believe if you need to full clear this dungeon, unless you can get the bomb jump fairly quick, it's actually a time loss to keep trying it.
Yeah, most definitely. It's only a real problem when you need to go more the dungeon.
We don't know what's on the pedestal yet. We have not had a pedestal check, and at this point, if there's going to be a pedestal pull, it's probably just going to be a blind pull right now. Alright, where is Emo going to flute to? It's really just Ice Palace or checking the green pendant. gonna check green pendant first.
Yeah, I think at this point checking green pendant first is the sensible play, since you might be able to miss out on spending minutes in ice.
Yeah. Still nothing so far in Ice Palace, though. There's
there's Ether.
Ether. So Dawn is gonna stay in the dungeon.
Yeah, maybe find the fire hod as well.
Yeah, or clear it looking for it. And I think if you clear it, at that point you just go blind pull the pedestal, because if fire rod's not on pedestal, you know it's got to be Turtle Rock then.
And we see Emo also going for Ice Palace, which is also her last location left, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she's in the same location that this is all she has. It's a forced play into the pendant. Alright, so I think it's just Big Chest and Cold Stare left. Maybe Iced Tea Room?
Yeah, looks like Ice Tea is left as well.
And I think we only have one item left in Ice Palace, actually. Maybe. Nope, there's Fire Rod. We're in go mode.
Is. Go mode for down at 1 hour 38 minutes. With the fire hod. So yeah, that seed was all over the place.
Yeah, and we still haven't found another sword, so we're still kind of at that point where all 3 pendant dungeons might have been required. Both runners right now, as far as crystals, need Skullwood's crystals and Turtle Rock.
And Emo just pulled off a nice bomb trick on the penguins there.
Yes.
Kill them happily without having a tempered sword.
And Det John Kimball, thank you so much for the sub. Vitasia, we're missing nothing. We're in go mode.
Emo is the only one missing Ether and the fire hod.
Yep, which she's about to find her fire rod. Hopefully she stays in Ice Palace, though. Which, if she remembers, Skullwoods has both of its items found. Okay, she is staying in.
Let's see here, down on the modular fight with Master Sword. Going to take quite a bit of a good number of hits to kill. Let's see there.
gonna use some Fire Rod as well.
The spies are not very nice.
No,
But he
they
gets
weren't.
it. Nice fight there. And this is Dawn's last crystal. No, not last. Dr. Rock.
Yep, gotta go to Turtle Rock now. And Hacksaw, thank you so much for the sub. As far as what you missed, the main thing of the story is Hookshot and Hookshot Cave, which locked a lot of items at that point. It locked Samaria, Powder. The main thing was Samaria. And then Ice Palace had both our Fire Rod and our Ether Medallion to go into go mode. Alright, so Emo is heading into Skullwoods. So as far as difference, it's really kind of the walk to Skullwoods and the Skullwoods clear is the difference between them right now. Emo's gonna have to use her blue potion she has to get some magic.
Yeah, she kept when she went out of Ice Palace, she didn't have any magic left. Now she has to use the blue potion to get some back.
Alright, so Turtle Rock is now open. We're gonna see what we find in here. They're probably gonna still check chests that are on the way, hopefully looking for a sword right now.
Yeah, so as long as they haven't found the big key, they need to check all the chests. And Emo going with hammer stats on Mothula. And nice fight.
Yeah, very nice fight with the hammer strats. The boss, yes. Dawn does have the Quake Medallion, it's just not marked. Now it is.
And it's useless. What they said at least. And what a nice half magic.
Yeah, I'm sure they're happy to see that, and Emo will be too when she gets it. Probably the only thing you want to see that's not a sword upgrade right now. Raylock, they are in go mode right now. They do not need anything else to complete this game.
Yeah, now they're just searching chests in Total Rock to find the big key. And after that they're going to do the same thing with Diana's Tower. But that's all as far as checking chests go. Maybe some additional chests for Tempered Sword, but I don't expect them to go out of their way for that.
Yeah, I think they're only going to check chests on the way at this point for finding what they need. Which Dawnvenure did find the big key in the Chain Chomp room, so probably will not check the vanilla big key chest, probably just grab the key from the Poke and head in.
Yep, stole the key. Thankfully didn't haze the door to open it. And is now going all the way to the back of Total Rock.
I've been Emo about to head to the fire rod room. Gonna pick up her half magic. I think with the key being there, that they can skip Laser Bridge now, can't they?
With the 2 keys, yes, they can skip Laser Bridge. Because they will only need 1 key to open that door right there. The other one to open the way to the boss.
Yep, so no Laser Bridge today.
This probably means that the lava home chest contained the key as well.
Emo made very quick work of the chain jump room.
You know what? I blinked and I missed it.
Dawn just powdering the anti-fairy to get max health. He's gonna fill the magic up and head off to Trinex.
Trinex, a bit of an annoying fight with Master Sword, but having half magic definitely makes it less scary.
Yeah, finding half magic in Turtle Rock probably the best thing you can do when you don't have a tempered sword at the very least for this fight. Alright, down goes one head. Dawn is down to 4 hearts, but does have a fairy in case he does take an unfortunate death here.
Yep, just verifying that fact right now, just in case.
Yep, actually gonna use some cape strats. And down goes Trinex. Alright, so with Trinex down, Ninban, do you know what time it is?
It's currently 8:22 p.m.
In the Link to the Past randomizer community, though, what time is it?
It's big guessing time. And we're already seeing numbers spamming in chat. So just of it is that the big key is somewhere in Ganon's Tower. There are 23 locations it can be. And we just like to guess which one of these locations it will end up being. So spam those numbers, because Dawn is going to enter Ganon's Tower very soon.
Yep, get those numbers in quick, because as soon as he enters Ganon's Tower, we do have to close the door on it. And if you are a subscriber to any of Speed Gaming channels where you've donated at least 250 bits, you can be entered into the leaderboard if you successfully guess. Alright, so chest 1 was a potion, chest 2 is 10 arrows.
So without a key, there's no gamble on doing the right side now?
Nope, none at all. Emo's making very quick work of Trinex with the Master Sword. Key on Bob's torch though, so rip Bob. And she's gonna pull the hammer out to finish Trinex off, and finishes it off very quickly.
We see down in the Starfall zone there.
Alright, so 4 was a key, 5 was bombs, 6 is a shield. And 7 is the big key.
7 chest is the big key for down. So if you guessed 7, well, congratulations. If you didn't, well, it's not so bad. So congrats to Jerky7 for being the first one to guess 7. I guess this is quite a lucky number there.
Yep, 7 is the lucky number today. Right, and Emo heads into Ganon's tower herself. So it won't be too far behind Dawn. It is an execution-based race, so it is Dawn's race to lose at this point. But there are plenty of things that can happen in Ganon's tower to make some time up.
Like falling in a Ganon ballroom. But it's okay, and Dawn makes it quick backup.
Yeah, I know I've been seeing that as far as the strategy is immediately falling on that room on purpose to get the iframes to just dash across the bridge at that point.
Yeah, that's also a very valid strategy. That doesn't lose much time.
Dawn having a little bit of trouble with the Stealth Force room in the gauntlet.
I'm also very interested to see if either of them is going to check out some of those stairs on the way up the tower for that tempered sword.
Yeah, Emo has her big key though, and she's going to be heading up Ganon's tower now as well. So I don't even think there's 2 minutes behind them right now, actually. Misses the 1 cycle on Lanmolas.
Yep, and meanwhile Emo is getting very good mimic rooms. So
Yeah.
she's making her way to down very quickly.
Yeah, she's not joking around whatsoever right now. I think she might feel like she's behind after doing the double dip in a swamp, so she knows that she really can't make any mistakes and has to have like flawless execution right now. Alright, Dawn finishing up. Couple more rooms. Emo had a much better Stalfos room. She powders the bunny beam, pulls out the fire rod. Oh, switches silver arrows.
We've got the shovel and 5 rupees in these 2 chests. So Dawn is still checking for tempered sword. Unfortunately, hasn't found them yet.
Right, Emo takes down Lanmolis. I believe it was a little bit quicker than Dawn, so she might have gained some more time there. Oh, there's just a map, so only one more chest to check for a possible sword upgrade. Alright, we do have an enraged Trolldorm. But
And
down
no
goes
fall.
Trolldorm, no falls. So yep, this is gonna be Master Sword Ganon.
Yep, this is now confirmed, having only a narrow upgrade in the last chess of the game.
So yeah, there could have been swords in other locations that we opened up, but from what we had seen, you know, finding the sword in Thieves Town, didn't need the book from Thieves Town, but the sword was completely necessary.
Yep, unless the sword was in Laser Bridge, which neither of them checked.
I think we got 2-1-2 on Ega right now. Yep, so 2-1-2-1. Oh no, Emo takes a fall to Trolldorm too. And Don starts his Ganon fight. So I believe it's what? Is it 12 spins for phase 1 and 2 with Master Sword, I believe?
Yes, exactly, 12 spins for both phases. And now on phase 2.
Yep. I think Emo did a 1-2. Yep, so she had a 1-1-2-2.
And down is pulling out the cape with his half magic is a very good strategy to use on Ganon at this point.
Yeah, as well as he has a blue potion, so he doesn't need to worry about his magic, whereas Emo only has a fairy, so she won't be able to do cape strats.
I think she will need to be more conservative with her magic.
Yes.
If she decides to do it.
Alright, and off to phase 3, just need 4 spins to send us to phase 4. So one more hit will send us to phase 4 on Dawn's side. Alright, gets Torch Glitch. Emo is going to actually do cape strats. I think one more arrow will do it.
And ooh. Just shot in the wrong direction, but that dodge timing.
Yep, and down goes Ganon on Dawn's side. GG.
Yep. We need to see first if Dawn... I don't want to change it. And Dawn in the Triforce home now, GG. With an official speedrun TV time of 2 hours, 1 minute and 31 seconds.
Emo does have a fairy. So Emo is going to have to be really careful here. She did not get Torch Glitch. She is low on magic. Only needs 2 arrows, though. One more arrow will do it for her. Alright, and down goes Ganon on Emo's side. Alright, and GG to Emo.
So with an official speedrun TV time of 2 hours, 2 minutes and 50 seconds, Emo has finished this seed. And now that both runners have finished, we'll see if they want to go in for interview. I sit down just waiting at the gate here. Let's get him and wait for Emo to join us. Hello Down, GG on winning.
GG's.
And hi Emo, GG. So, how did you find that seed?
Sorry, my audio was off for a second. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, but I'm talking to both of you.
Oh, okay.
Emo and Down, both GG, in case you haven't heard me. But how did you find that seed?
Annoying. I played the beginning of it really badly and spent most of the seed kind of paying for that. But I had a feeling I was behind after I discovered a few things. So yeah, lots of pendant diving, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I was ready to go pull the pedestal until I found the fire rod. Like, the early game I felt I was ahead for a little bit. Until I had, like, Swamp was the only thing left on my map to do. Then
Yeah,
having to like go back after leaving just to get the one item from the left side made me feel really behind.
Yeah, I double and triple dipped a few things. I got a really early bow, but it didn't do quite what I wanted it to for me, because I super bunnied to the Meyer shed, which ended up being a really nice play. But yeah, then I put off a couple of things for way too long. Ice Palace being one of them.
Actually, you both put off Ice Palace until it was the last possible locations for you. Well, that was pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, it was kind of after I had kind of resolved a few other things, I was pretty sure I was behind, and so I was like, well, if it's over there, then I probably lost. Turned out we both did that, but yeah, just early game stuff kind of put me behind. This was annoying. This actually could have been like, if I'd have done this intelligently, this could have been a 135 or 140 pretty easily, but alas, dumbs.
Yeah, once I found the bow location, I'm like, oh, there's a chance that you went there first, which would have like led you to like Eastern or something, where I was able to like get everything to get pod done, then just mirror to Eastern, which is what I felt ahead from.
Yep, and How did you feel about that? Hotshot in Hotshot Cave?
That was really annoying. I was kind of, yeah, I was that was really annoying. I was making at that time in the seed. I was kind of making numbers plays, and that was the wrong thing to do in the seed. So.
And what about you, Dawn?
I just thought it was funny because it's like one of the only locations in there that you need the boots to get, which made it funny because it happens, and it happened.
Mm-hmm. And I think that was pretty interesting is that both of you pretty much went to Swamp at the same time. I think Emo was a little bit ahead in Swamp, but you didn't have the hookshot yet on your first dip.
Yep.
And Dawn skipped the left side.
Oh damn.
And when we found out on the stream that both left side and the back of Swamp were required, it was a pretty interesting moment of, oh wait, they both have to double dip Swamp now. Other than that, how does it feel to be in 3-0 down?
Totally wasn't expecting it at all. Like, last week he got paired against Serbeater of ours, and I've heard his name from previous tournaments, and then I've heard of EmoSaru, and I was really, like, scared and nervous against facing her.
Well, GG for sure.
GG's.
You both did a good race. And despite the trolley item locations we got, and we haven't actually found any other sword than the ones you found.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that, but
yeah, maybe on Laser Bridge. I know neither of you did check that.
Yeah, Laser Bridge, or I mean, there's a tremendous amount of Ganon's Tower left.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, also.
Yeah.
I would have liked it if one of you checked Laser Bridge, but besides
I thought
that,
about it. I thought about doing the top chest on Laser Bridge.
Selling a lot. Have you got any questions for our guests?
No, I don't have any questions. I guess the only thing I really have to say to the runners is compliments on Emo's execution and Ganon's tower going up the tower, because you gained a lot of time in the Ganon's tower execution. We could just like watch how close you were getting as each route went by.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lambo 2 and Moldorm 2 were just like terrible. I went for a dash on Moldorm 2 that was unfortunately, that's a fight where when you dash through there's kind of a semi-random chance that you actually just get knocked away and it doesn't work, and that happened and I fell, so it was a bummer.
Yeah, not really good at the landmollas to fight at all. And then, like, some of the monster rooms too. I'm so used to just having Tempered Sword that I had to think a little bit harder, try a little bit harder just to kill him.
Yeah, part of my issue is I actually haven't really played Rando since my last tournament race. So it's been almost 2 weeks, actually, and there were like a few points where I caught myself doing sort of the NMG thing or going in with a setup that was kind of expecting something, and then I had to adapt and adjust on the fly, and that kind of always sucks. Takes you out of it a little bit.
So let's talk about that Burna opening. Was it your first time getting a Burna as the first item?
Definitely not for me. It's as annoying as ever. Largely just because of the like magic resource management and escape. You have a very, especially if you accidentally do what I did and leave it on for too long on one of the key guards, you have a very finite amount of magic with which to potentially farm bombs, which I find very annoying, but yeah.
I get the burn to start a lot in my practice like runs, so I'm used to it. Like if we got the sword, I'd be a lot more panicky, honestly.
Very interesting. And yeah, it kind of showed that Dawn, you had some experience with Burna, because as we saw, your magic management was much better than Emo's in the first parts of SJ.
Yeah, wait until you actually notice the guard die before turning it off, because otherwise you have to turn it on again at great expense.
And look at these item collections rate. 166 for Emo and 168 for Dawn. Very close race on both aspects of collection height and time. So that was fun to watch and talk over. I think we're going to head off for the night. There's no more race tonight because that was the last race of the week, guys. And that means that challenge is going to get updated with the week 4 pairings. Going to see some juicy new races get on the schedule pretty soon.
Yep, should be exciting.
Any last word, Sarah and Koda?
No, I'm just looking forward to. I'm just happy to be able to close out week 3 with the race that we just had, and looking forward to all the races in week 4. Should be even better.
I'd like to say thank you guys for commentating. I'm gonna rewatch this after.
Yeah, same. Thanks to you guys.
And looks like there is still a race going on Speed Gaming 5. So it's a race between a scooter and a high-end clock bar. So why not head over there and watch them complete the actual last race of the week. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Yep. Thank you for watching, everybody.